What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes news for June 9th, 2021. So today we have Andrea's new abilities. Yes, Andrea is an Italian name for a boy, so that is, yes, it's a boy. It's been confirmed. This is a genius boy from the Light faction we're getting this week. Positive note, better than Tussi. I think we can all agree every hero that's come out in the past year has been better than Tussi. Is it kind of disappointing that it wasn't a mage? A little bit, but this priest does look like he has some potential. So let's jump right into it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're getting very, very close to our next subscriber goal at 53,000. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're brand new, just take 1 second. We will have a update video coming soon tomorrow on the actual event, and then we'll also have the pre-scheduled YouTube live stream, because yes, we're going to be building Andrea on YouTube live at the event launch. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, you hit that reminder bell on that video, and let's jump right into it. Okay, so let's jump into the skill set. We got to kind of look at how this hero is going to fit into the meta, whether he's going to be an end game hero, a mid game, an early game. Because let's be honest, just because a hero might not be end game viable, I think a lot of people forget that. I mean, a lot of people are in the mid and late game for a really long time, and there's quite a few heroes that can do very well there. I mean, Russell can still do very well in that mid to late game situation. It's just when they get to the end game, they do fall off. But let's see if Andrea has any potential for the meta. So I'm going to skip past the active ability for now, because I want to go over everything else kind of first, and then we'll touch back on it, because he has abilities that will boost his active ability. So number one for passive, Heart of the Sage. Right off the bat, honestly, one of the best passive stat buffs we have ever seen on a hero. He has 50% HP, 30% damage reduction. That is one thing that we've been missing from a lot of heroes lately, is that built-in damage reduction. That gives him a little bit more flexibility as far as artifacts they can use, but he also still has that control immunity at 20%. It's not the normal 30% that a lot of heroes have, but I mean, I'd rather have damage reduction on a lot of these newer heroes than control immunity. I think that's what we've been complaining about on the past few heroes, and now we have it on the brand new light hero. And I think a lot of people discount what that 30% damage reduction actually does for a hero. And then he also has 50% heal effect. So that's going to be pretty strong combination. 50% HP, 30% damage reduction, control immunity 20%, heal effect 50%. That right there, those are like golden top tier, S tier stats as far as what we have seen from passives in the past. So don't discount this. This is a very, very, very strong passive. Next up we have is Poem of Blessing passive skill. So the basic attack grants 1 layer of Glorious Blessing, which Glorious Blessing is going to be that skill modifier that is going to modify the active ability, as we've seen on a lot of heroes this year. Actually, a ton of heroes have a modifier on their basic attack that modifies their active ability. I kind of like how it's set up. It's a skill effect with a 100% chance to gain 1 extra layer of Glorious Blessing. Increases all allies' precision by 25% for 2 rounds. So this kind of makes me think this is the V4 skills, and the fact is, I feel like at base this might not be 100% chance to get an extra layer without V2. It feels like, right? Otherwise, why wouldn't it just the basic attack grant 2 layers of Glorious Blessing? The way it's worded, basic attack grants 1 layer of Glorious Blessing, then with a 100% chance to gain an extra layer. I feel like right there, that probably means this might be like 80% at baseline. That's just a guess. We don't have that information. It's just from past experiences. That's what it feels like. Plus increases all allies' precision by 25% for 2 rounds. So precision, of course, gives both attack. 30% of your precision will go to attack. So what's that? You'll get 7.5% attack for all of your heroes as well, so that's not too bad. Plus precision, of course, counteracts block. Now there's not many heroes right now that have block. Horus, Eloise, they're the only 2 that really care about it. but you never know. I mean, it could affect other heroes. So it's a decent basic attack. I just wish it also had a heal attached to it. Without a heal on the basic, we'll have to see. And then the last passive is pretty strong as well. So, Holy Light Legacy. When a battle starts, he instantly grants himself 3 layers of Glorious Blessing. Whenever an ally dies, restores all allies HP equal to 800% of attack. So that's kind of the opposite of what Belrain used to do. Belrain, when she died, she would give a burst heal and then, of course, heal over a couple more rounds. This time, it's whenever an ally dies, big burst healing based on 800% of attack to all allies. So probably, since this hero has damage reduction built into their passive, you might want to run a Splendid A and B on them. Increases their damage reduction by 15% for 4 rounds. That's pretty huge because that can stack right there. And restores the ally whose HP is lower than 50% equal to 800% of his attack. After that, grant self 3 layers. So whenever the battle begins, you get 3 layers. And whenever an ally dies, you get 3 layers. I wonder if he could be used in some sort of like carry cheese or something like that. Like repeated deaths could be really good for healing. Like almost run carries without unbending will. I wonder how that would work. To just constantly giving your team damage reduction. Man, that's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting there. Maybe this hero is going to be used in some sort of cheese setup. Maybe, like for IDA, you're going to be able to use like a Transcendence Asmodel, 1 or 2 of these, and then like 3 or 4 carries. Maybe there's a world where that actually works. I don't know. Because this damage reduction right here, it stacks. So every time an ally dies, you get 15% damage reduction for 4 rounds. That could be pretty interesting. And then, of course, the Glorious Blessing down the bottom here, the keyword you've been seeing, skill effect, it enhances Andrea's active skill effect. The numeric stand, so there's a little note down here. The numeric stands for skill states with full enables. I don't know if that they mean like void imprints. All right, let's get to the actual active ability, Glorious Eulogy. So this one deals 600% of attack damage to front row enemies. So it's a front row hit, not that great. I mean, you're really not looking for this priest to do damage, so the damage number doesn't really matter. But if you have high attack, it might be better than you would think. Reduces their damage reduction by 25% for 3 rounds, so that sounds like that can stack as well. And increases all allies' holy damage by 25% for 3 rounds, restores the ally with the lowest HP equal to 800% attack, and you release all those Glorious Blessings. So let's take, before we go to the Glorious Blessing proc, we're only hitting front row enemies. Again, not amazing, but it does reduce their damage reduction by 25% for 3 rounds. So potentially you could get 2 of these stacked up for a round and have 50% damage reduction. It could work. Increases all allies' holy damage by 25%. I mean, that's always a nice perk. Extra holy damage is extra damage getting past armor. So that's good. And then restores a single ally with the lowest HP. So that's not the best, but it's okay. Once all that's done, then each layer of Glorious Blessing restores the ally with the lowest HP equal to 800% of attack. After that, removes all layers of Glorious Blessing. So it does sound like, it sounds like from what I heard from the staff and people who might know a little bit about this skill, it sounds like this might just use all layers in one burst heal. It's not going to do like one heal here, one heal on this target, one heal on this target. It should hit the same target and then you lose all those layers. I don't know. We're going to have to see how this works out. I mean, essentially, this is like, you use the active ability, you're going to essentially full heal one of your allies, most likely, but only one ally. I don't like that the only AoE healing that we're getting here is coming from when an ally dies. And I really don't like that there's no basic, but there's a lot of stat buffs going around here between reducing damage reduction on the enemies, increasing damage reduction on the allies, increasing allies' precision, increasing their holy damage. That's a lot of damage that actually does add up after a while. So What do you guys think? I don't know. I honestly feel like this Holy Light Legacy, maybe there's some way you can bring Carry back to the meta. Again, I don't think this hero is going to make like a huge stamp on the endgame meta. I think he'll be useful as a one of in teams because, of course, we have 4 Transcendence heroes. So if we're talking about Crystal Crown League, you're going to want to have those 4 Transcendence heroes. But that's like endgame. If you're not at endgame, you only have 1 or 2 Transcendence heroes. You're more like the late game where you don't have the full Transcendence team with upgraded artifacts, all that fun stuff. I think this hero is going to be very solid on your account. Gives me huge Belrain vibes, and Belrain was very, very good for so long in PvP, PvE. And that's the other thing to remember. This hero can actually do well in PvE as well. I mean, if you don't have a Drake, you're going to be lowering the damage reduction from the enemies that the PvE have. I think overall, for the good majority of players, this is going to be a really, really good support hero to have on your account. Like, really, really good. God tier, maybe not. Useful, absolutely. This is going to be one of those support heroes that's, I think, one that people are going to want in the earlier game, potentially. Not going to do anything for Sealand, really. Russell is still going to be the end-all, be-all, but we'll take a look. We'll see how it is. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure, if you want to, hit that notification bell as well, because we're going to start streaming everything on YouTube now. So the event live stream is going to happen about 30 minutes after the normal daily reset. So for me, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you want to do the translation, I'll set a reminder here on YouTube and set a live stream reminder. So you guys that are subscribed to the channel, you'll see it in your feed. You can also set a reminder by hitting that bell. So make sure you take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys tomorrow.